90-Day Fiancé's Leda Margareta, facing years in jail over alleged identity theft. Months after babies. Hello, viewers. Welcome to my channel. For 90-Day Fiancé latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Facing 2 felony charges related to alleged identity theft, only months after the tragic death of her newborn, Us Weekly can exclusively report. On Monday, September 22nd, Wisconsin prosecutors filed court documents accusing Margareta, 36, of making fraudulent transactions with her employer's money between September 1st, 2023 through October 6th, 2023, per the filing. In October 2023, a detective from the City of Portage Police Department was investigating Margareta. A local business where the reality star worked claimed they discovered she had been using customer banking information to pay her own bills or to pay the bills of a company she co-owned called Proud American Logistics. The detective spoke to execs from the company who said Margareta was a part-time temporary employee who was assisting with bookkeeping. The exes believe Margareta was also making fraudulent transactions using the company's checking account. The company said Margareta was not given access to customers' banking information and should not have had the company's bank account information. They realized later she had organized all the checks the company had received and were concerned she may have obtained customer information from the checks. Per the filing, the company claimed the first red flag was a $500 charge to the company's checking account for the convenience store Quick Trip. The company then discovered a second charge to quick try felony charges related to alleged identity theft, only months after the tragic death of her newborn. Us Weekly can exclusively report. On Monday, September 22nd, Wisconsin prosecutors filed court documents accusing Margareta, 36, of making fraudulent transactions with her employer's money between September 1st, 2023 through Octo. Affordable viral beauty products, 2-piece vest set, 2-pack of sunglasses. Walmart. Best of summer beauty products. Trendy woven ballet flats. Comfy chic tie-waist dresses. Love Island drama _ Huda's explosive moment. Per the filing, in October 2023, a detective from the City of Portage Police Department was investigating Margareta. A local business where the reality star worked claimed they discovered she had been using customer banking information to pay her own bills or to pay the bills of a company she co-owned called Proud American Logistics. The detective spoke to execs from the company who said Margareta was a part-time temporary employee who was assisting with bookkeeping. The exes believe Margareta was also making fraudulent transactions using the company's checking account. Leda Margareta, TLC YouTube. The company said Margareta was not given access to customers' banking information and should not have had the company's bank account information. They realized later she had organized all the checks the company had received and were concerned she may have obtained customer information from the checks. Per the filing, the company claimed the first red flag was a $500 charge to the company's checking account for the convenience store Quick Trip. The company then discovered a second charge to Quick Trip. The company called Quick Trip's corporate offices and learned that the 2 fraudulent charges were made by a company called Proud American Logistics. Another employee at the company informed the execs that Margareta had a company with the same name. One exec asked Margareta if she knew about Proud American Logistics, but she initially claimed she was not familiar with the business. The exec said Margareta showed up at the office 20 minutes later and was excited and wondering if the company was going to do business with Proud American Logistics. The exes told officers that during work, Margareta did strange things, such as going out to her vehicle to use her laptop or cell phone when she was provided with a computer there to do all her work on. When confronted, Margareta allegedly told her bosses she was required to check in with the temp agency that helped her get the job. The exes called the temp agency, which denied that Margareta was required to check in. An officer questioned Margareta about the allegations. The report said she made several excuses and claimed it must have been a mixed-up. The officer told her that was not possible because she should not have had access to customer or company banking information. The filing said, Margareta continued to say it was a mix-up, but eventually said this was wrong and that she needed to make it right and take care of the situation. Margareta told officers they were not wrong when they asked her about the Quick Trip transactions. Margareta was arrested on October 6, 2023. She admitted that she obtained the company's information from a piece of paper in her office and confirmed she had removed paperwork from work without permission, per the filing. The officer found several folded up pieces of paper in her backpack, which had routing numbers and account information on them for different businesses. The prosecutor said, one specific piece of paper had handwritten information on it for a second business, which included the second business's routing number, account number, a phone number, the number of employees, and revenue, $169,665. The police spoke to the owner of the second business, who claimed they had several fraudulent transactions on their account. The first was for $1,295 with the description written as IRS, USA, X, me, Baro, Inziramt, and the second was faux. The owner of the second business said he did not know Margareta. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, is a hit reality series that flips the original 90 Day Fiancé concept. Instead of foreign partners moving to the US, this spin-off follows Americans who leave their lives behind to move abroad for love. Each episode showcases the challenges of adapting to new cultures, navigating language barriers, and facing family expectations, all while racing against the clock to make their relationships work. Packed with drama, romance, and unexpected twists, The Other Way keeps fans hooked with stories of. Fans can expect tensions to run high across multiple 90-day couples tonight. Johnny worries that Chloe isn't ready for the realities of life in Aruba, while Madeline shocks fans by blocking Luke just days before his big move to Colombia. Meanwhile, Anthony and Manon board their flight to France, but their marriage-saving mission already feels shaky. Greta grows frustrated with Matthew for not securing a home in England, and Jenny and Sumit haggle for a deal in India, hinting at financial stress and frustrating amounts of family interference. Many familiar faces throughout the various shows, and after years of struggling in their RL, despite being a cornerstone of the franchise. While there have been many 90-day franchise stars who have found love on and surrounding the show, some haven't been as lucky in finding or keeping a relationship. Although the point of being on the 90 Day Fiancé franchise typically isn't to find a relationship, but instead share a relationship that's already been found. Some who have come into the franchise in a relationship, they're ready to be more serious about wind up struggling and keeping their relationships moving forward. As the international divide can be difficult for couples to broach, the 90 Day Fiancé stars who find themselves making it through their long-distance relationships and end up together on screen can be interesting to watch. Adjusting to being together in their real lives, like one star who's had a tough time on their journey. Although Darcy Silva, who's been on the 90 Day franchise with her sister Stacey Silva for years, has been one of the most well-known stars. She's also had tough luck in relationships, but Darcy's journey has been more interesting than her sister's at times. Each of her relationships has been dramatic in its own way. From her connection with Jesse Meester to her current marriage to Georgi Rusev, Darcy has struggled to find love that lasts, respects her, and wants to build a life, despite knowing that she's currently in a marriage she values for many viewers. Repeating tough patterns and allowing disrespect, Darcy's struggled. Although Darcy and Georgi are married, her dynamic with her husband isn't something that most viewers have been interested in keeping up with. Currently starring on 90 in a way that's uncomfortable, their power imbalance often echoes Darcy's past struggles, which makes it tough to see a world where they move forward.